executive session. We will hold to consider that until the room is appropriate.
Yes. So, Chair, we have two individuals in the room who may be media, they may not be.
Can you give their names?
The first is Ray, and I will spell Ray's last name. It is Ozjowski.
I would say at the moment, no, unless we find out he's a
He,
media person under the DOJ definition of same.
well, so that is up to the commission to determine.
But
Executive.
we cannot make that determination or even consider it in executive session.
Thank you very much. So the council, that you concur with that, I'm seeing your head.
Yes.
In the
So we will
affirmative.
remove both individuals. That
What's the other name?
the other one is Nathan Ludahl, Ludahl.
Let's remove them, please.
Thank you.
Isn't the procedure, while we still wait a moment to get everybody appropriate, that someone who identifies himself as a media representative needs to talk to us in advance about same?
We do ask that they do that.
Yeah.
The AG opinion does not, well,
So we should, if we want to
Yeah.
talk about this, we
Yeah.
go back.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
Yep.
Thank you. Forget what I just said. That was off the record or not part of the executive session.
I'm just double checking. Yes.
So I'll wait for you to say we're ready, dealing with items 11 through 14 individually to be considered.
We are good to go.
Hey, colleagues, Director, you,
collectively,
Prepare.
yes.
pardon?
You don't need to consider them individual.
No, I appreciate that. They've, all those individuals have, doesn't say they've waived confidentiality, but I presume they have. This is items 11 through 14. Our investigator is Investigator Fenstermaker. Please proceed.
Yeah, these are a matter of dismissal, Chair Fiskum, because the complainant failed to file the appropriate grievance first.
And so the recommendation, in light of what you just said, is to dismiss each of them. Is that accurate?
Right, so this is the consent calendar, so you can dismiss them as a
Right.
group. And
Okay.
yes, the statute requires dismissal.
Thank you. I'm looking for a motion from the vice chair on the consent calendar for the executive session on May 9, 2025. Vice chair, please.
I move that the commission approve the executive session consent calendar as presented.
Questions? Hearing and seeing none, the administrator will call the roll. Item 11. No, pardon me, item 11 through 14, the consent calendar, please.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke. Commissioner Burke,
Mr. Burke, you're on mute. Can you show us your face and give us a heads up or announce your vote on the consent calendar for executive session? Mr. Burke? Please proceed.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Chair Fiskum.
Hi,
Motion passed 7-0.
thank you. Commissioner Burke was not able to vote on that matter. He maybe isn't back from the recess. We'll proceed. Is that okay, Executive? Okay. Okay, we're now going to move to quote other items, unquote, reports or preliminary review. The items involved in this discussion will be items 15 through 19. Several individuals are appearing. We'll wait for our staff to tell us they're ready to admit those who waived confidentiality for the consideration of these matters. Again, items 15 through 19.
Chair, we need a moment. I'm going to mute the room while we admit the
Thank you very much.
in the room.
Respondent Whitehead and Respondent Long are with us. Respondent McCree said that they were joining. They haven't joined yet. We're trying to get hold of them.
Okay, colleagues, the quick summary before our investigator makes a report are that Mr. Whitehead, Ms. Long are either online or on phone or on Teams, and Miss McCree said she was joining, but she's not online yet. So let's proceed. The investigator's report will be delivered by Lyon Gallagher. Please proceed.
Thank you, Chair Fiscom and Commissioners. This is Investigator Lyon Gallagher for the record. Agenda items 15 through 19 in your meeting book are preliminary review reports for the members of the City Council for the City of Johnson City. Public meetings law requires that a public body provide members of the general public, to the extent reasonably possible, an opportunity to access and attend public meetings by telephone, video, or other electronic or virtual means. The complaint alleges that the City Council failed to meet the statutory requirement regarding the November 19, 2024 meeting. Based on the information available during this preliminary review, it appears that the November 19th meeting was held in person at City Hall. No evidence was provided that the City Council provided public access to the meeting by phone, video, or other electronic or virtual means. It appears that the City Council meetings were available using Zoom in the past. However, when the city's only employee was out of the office on sudden extended leave, it appears that the council stopped its practice of providing any other option other than in-person meetings. The fact that the City Council has been using Zoom to provide access in the past is evidence that it was reasonably possible for them to continue to do so. There is no evidence to suggest the City Council attempted to use any other means for meeting access. Therefore, based on the information available in the preliminary review, there appears to be a substantial objective basis to believe that the City Council for the City of Johnson City may have violated ORS 192.670 subsection 3 by failing to provide the public with an opportunity to access and attend the November 19th City Council meeting by telephone, video, or other electronic or virtual means.
Investigator, colleagues, this is your time to ask questions of our investigator. Ask your questions of our investigator if you have such questions. Hearing and seeing none for the moment. This is now the time when those appearing before us, two persons so far. Is that right?
Mhm.
Okay, two persons. Mr. Whitehead and Ms. Long, can you hear me? Mr. Whitehead, can you, you're on mute right now. You can unmute yourself, that would be helpful. Bill mute. What does he have to do to unmute himself?
On the camera, or if he's on Teams, it'll just be the little mic. He'll have to make sure that's.
You have to click on the mic that you see to unmute yourself, Mr. Whitehead. You text him with a device?
Without,
No,
we
whatever you can do to help the
Yes,
gentleman
he
unmute.
can hear us. We can't provide him any additional guidance at this point.
Their option would be call in. Well, their option would be to call in.
Yes, he could call in.
Ms. Long, are you available online to hear me?
And then if you're using a telephone, you can press *6 to unmute. I know Respondent Long was calling in.
Ms. Long, you can press *6 to unmute yourself if you're phoning in.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
This is
Please
Angie
speak.
Long.
Thank you very much. Mr. Whitehead, you're still on mute with us, and so we can't hear you, even though you may be able to hear us. This is the time set aside for you to make any comments to us you choose to make. Briefly, if I could encourage you to be brief. We have a long agenda today, so this is the time for you to make a comment to us about the issues before us. We've heard the investigator's report, and now is your chance. Please proceed. And when you do, identify yourself for the record. Ms. Long, please proceed.
I felt that we always had available for someone to phone in. I had done that several times because I don't have video on my computer.
No problem.
Anybody
Please
could have called
proceed.
in.
Please proceed.
Pardon?
Make any comment you choose to make for the record, please.
He's talking about, and in their meetings, people were.
Oh, okay, please keep proceeding. Sorry about that.
Like I say, anybody in the city could have called in and attended the meeting, whether we had Zoom going at that time or not. Because we didn't have the city reporter there. I'm not savvy, so I couldn't have set up a Zoom meeting, and I don't know the capabilities of the other people on the council. That's all.
Thank you for your comments. I apologize for misunderstanding your first sentence. Mr. Whitehead, we would be happy to have you make comments to us, but you're still on mute, so we're going to proceed at the moment
Chair,
without your comments, please.
could we explain to Mr. Whitehead? You can call in, using just the telephone, call us. The number is on the agenda and in the material we sent you. And that way we could hear you.
Mr. Whitehead appears to be choosing to phone in for just a moment. We'll pause for a few seconds. Let us know if you get Mr. Whitehead's phone, obviously.
We don't, still waiting on Mr. Whitehead, but respondent McCree is now being admitted.
Ms. McCree, are you online?
One moment.
Ms. McCree, can you hear me?
She on telephone or?
She's on Teams, so she should be able to unmute and
Ms. McCree, can you hear me? Can you hear us? At the moment, we can't hear you. Well, my intent is to proceed. Executive, is that okay? Sorry about the technology issues that we can't get you, Mr. Whitehead, or you, Ms. McCree, in to talk to us. The time arrives now for us to consider the matters involving your names from the city of Johnson City. We've heard the investigator's report. Colleagues, do you have a motion for us, comments or questions and or a motion for us to consider? Okay, this is item number 15, Vice Chair. Hang on just a second. We've got some technology heads up that we may get participation by one or more persons here briefly. Just hold for a second. Thank you.
I have another person waiting in the lobby that says they're also Margaret, so which is McCree. This one's another Teams. So would you like me to in the lobby, you think? Okay.
Margaret McCree?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's a Margaret with no last name.
Yeah,
So we'll
no
just need
last
to
name.
confirm who they are when we.
Yep.
Admit them.
Okay, Margaret McCree, if that's you, can you
Give me one
respond to me?
moment. I gotta let them in the
It's
room.
coming in. Thank you. I'm getting impatient. I apologize.
By technology. Okay, they are in the room and you should see them on the screen now. There we go.
Ms. McCree, our records show you're on mute. Can you unmute your device? And then say something to me so I can hear you. You have to unmute your device. No, you're still on mute. Still on mute. There's a button you push on your screen that will take the slash out of the microphone.
Chair, can I recommend that our investigator email the phone number and the PIN to both, the two respondents that are having trouble accessing the
We're going to
meeting?
pause for a few minutes. Mr. Whitehead and Ms. McCree, we will give you a phone number for you to call in because on Teams, you're both muted. So as quickly as you can, use that phone number to call in on your phone, not the laptop. You making progress, Ms. Gallagher?
Yes, and they have a second case right after this one, just as an FYI.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, and thank you for your patience.
They will stay on for the second case presumably. And wait, thank you. Appreciate the reminder. Mr. Whitehead and Ms. McCree, can you use your phone to call in on the number that's been transmitted to you? Take your phones and place a call, please. Mr. Whitehead, can you place a phone call, please? Ms. McCree, can you place a phone call to us, please?
I can read the number out loud.
Please.
I mean, I can see,
Ms. Gallagher, please read the number out loud once in case they can hear it and then.
Margaret and Vincent, in case it's helpful, the number that you would call 503-446-4951. And after that rings, you dial the conference ID number.
Okay, we'll wait just a few moments for you to try to implement that.
Okay, I'm gonna let Margaret McKay in. We just need to be silent for a minute because she gets the little voice in her ear telling some things.
Thank you.
Margaret McCray is in the room.
Ms. McCree, are you on your phone line now?
Can you hear me?
If you are, please say your name for the record and that way we can hear you.
All right, I can hear you. I guess you can hear me.
yes.
We can. Just hold on for a minute. We'll see if Mr. Whitehead can access his phone.
Okay.
While he's trying, Ms. McCree, maybe to save time, we could just allow you your privilege now to make any comments to us you choose to make about the matter involving the city of Johnson City, where your name is included among the list of counselors. Please feel free to make any comments to you as quickly as you can and briefly as you can to the point about your response to this complaint that's been filed against you. Please proceed.
All right. Well, the city council is aware and has been aware for a while that we're required to have meetings online and accessible to city residents, or I guess the entire public. And we tried it in the past. About 2 years ago, we had some little tablets that like little tiny laptop computers. And we tried for a while to use that as a system. And it was about as smooth as today's issues have been. And we found that it didn't work very well. And we only, as far as I know, only ever had one time where two people tried to or sat in on our meeting via that system. And that was basically created and set up by our then mayor, who was Vince Whitehead. He's been mayor twice, and our city recorder, Judy Davis. Then Judy Davis became very ill.
last spring and hasn't really worked until very recently. So we lost the resource for our meetings, and the new mayor, Rex Trulinger, didn't call meetings every month last year, 2024. And the whole issue of trying to do this via those little tablets that nobody could get to work right, it just got lost in the shuffle. And we are aware that we need to get a Zoom system and have our meetings online. We need some technical help. I think the system we used didn't work because everybody's in the same room and yet they're trying to talk to each other through these little tablets rather than having a camera set up to record the whole meeting all in one go so that anybody calling in via Zoom can see the whole meeting. So I don't know how to make that happen. And then at the same time, we had issues with trying to get information out to people that we were having the meeting and that people could call in. And I think a lot of those can be solved by having a website. And I have just begun to do, Vince Whitehead and I have just begun to do the work of trying to set up a website. And on there, we could put the link and have people register that they're coming. So that's where we are. At this moment, I think we just need some technical assistance.
Thank you, Ms. McKee, for your comments. We appreciate it. You stayed within our 3-minute time limit. So we're going to proceed now to consider the issues involving you and your colleagues. And so I'll be looking for, after hearing our investigative report and your comments, I'll look for a motion from our vice chair on item number 15, please.
Thank you, Chair. I hereby move that the commission find that there is a substantial objective basis for believing that Rex Trulinger may have violated ORS 192.670 subsection 3 and that the commission should investigate accordingly.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Any comments on the motion before us, colleagues? Hearing and seeing none, the administrator will call the roll.
Commissioner Burke,
Commissioner Burke, are you online? Not hearing him. Please proceed with the roll call.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-0.
We'll proceed now to item 16. The investigative report has already been delivered pertaining to this matter. Vice Chair, please, item 16.
I hereby move that the commission find that there is a substantial objective basis for believing that Vincent Whitehead may have violated ORS 192.670 subsection 3 and that the commission should investigate accordingly.
Colleagues, you've heard the motion. Questions? Hearing and seeing none, the administrator will call the roll. Item 16.
Commissioner Thompson, Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-0.
Colleagues, item 17, same investigative report as delivered by Ms. Gallagher. Vice Chair, please, item 17.
I hereby move that the commission find that there is a substantial objective basis for believing that Randy Anderson may have violated ORS 192.670 subsection 3 and that the commission should investigate accordingly.
Heard the motion. The administrator will call the roll. Item 17.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-0.
Colleagues, item 18, the investigator's report stands as given. Vice Chair, please, item 18.
I hereby move that the commission find that there is a substantial objective basis for believing that Angie Long may have violated ORS 192.670 subsection 3 and that the commission should investigate accordingly.
The administrator will call the roll, please, item 18.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-0.
Colleagues, item 19, the investigator's report stands as given. Vice Chair, number 19, please.
I hereby move that the commission find that there is a substantial objective basis for believing that Margaret McCree may have violated ORS 192.670 subsection 3 and that the commission should investigate accordingly.
You heard the motion. The administrator will call the roll, please, item 19.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-0.
Thank you. This is a comment quickly for Mayor Whitehead as well as Ms. McCree. Understand that we have voted to move ahead with the issues relative to you. The operative word in the motion is may have violated. No decision has been made yet by us on an actual violation. We just have identified the need for more information and we'll work with you. We'll be in touch with you relative to moving forward on this, but please understand no violation yet. Further, both of you, Mr. Whitehead and Ms. McCree, should stay on the line if you want to do so, because the next batch of items deal with your situation as well. So please listen as our report is given relative to items 20 through 24.
And respond that long as well.
Ms. Long, are you on the line, Ms. Long?
Yes, I am.
Please listen to the report that's being given relative to City of Johnson City items on our agenda. And in a moment, we'll ask you for any comments you choose to make on these matters. Ms. Gallagher, please, items 20 through 24.
Thank you, Chair Fiscum and Commissioners. This is Investigator Lion Gallagher for the record. Again, agenda items 20 through 24 in your meeting book is preliminary review reports for a second case concerning the members of the City Council of the City of Johnson City. Public meetings law requires governing bodies to provide for the recordings of all meetings, either through audio, video, or digital recording or taking of written minutes. The statute states that neither a full transcript nor a full recording of the meeting is required, but the written minutes or recording must give a true reflection of matters discussed at the meeting and the views of participants. The complaint in this case alleges that the City Council failed to uphold this law when it approved inaccurate and defamatory minutes of the November 19th, 2024 meeting. Based on the information available during this preliminary review, it appears that the grievance in this case was filed on January 27th, 2025, and concerned the substance of the meeting minutes for the Council's November 19th meeting. In order to satisfy the requirements of ORS 192.705 subsection 1, the grievance would need to have been filed within 30 days of the November 19th meeting, or at a minimum within 30 days of being denied a request for the copy of meeting minutes. With respect to the substance of meeting minutes, Commission staff notes that in comparing the video recording of the November 19th meeting recorded by the complainant with the City Council meeting minutes for that meeting, it appears that the minutes do provide a summary of matters discussed and the views of participants. The information during the preliminary review indicates that the grievance upon which the complaint was based failed to satisfy the requirements of ORS 192.705. Because the statutory prerequisites were not met by the complainant in this case, the Commission should dismiss this complaint.
Investigator, any questions for the investigator based on the report you just read? just heard, pardon me, if not read. Welcome back, Commissioner Burke.
Yes, Mr. Chair. I have had some technical issues. I haven't been absent, but I think I've got them resolved.
We can hear you. Thank you very much. Okay, this is the time now for persons who are online with us involved in this issue. Confidentiality has been waived. Mr. Whitehead, Ms. McCree, and Ms. Long, this is your time to make any comments you choose to make to us. The matter before us is a recommendation from our staff to dismiss this issue. If you have any comments to make, please make them. Mr. Whitehead is still muted. Ms. Long, any comments to make?
No, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. McCree, any comments to make?
No, thank you.
Thank you for being with us. The time is now for us to make a decision, starting with item 20. Any questions about this issue, colleagues? Hearing and seeing none. Vice Chair, please, item 20.
For agenda item 20, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against respondent Vincent Whitehead.
Thank you. The administrator will call the roll. Item 20.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 21, Vice Chair, please. Investigator's report stands as given.
For agenda item 21, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against respondent Margaret McCree.
Item 21, please call the roll, Administrator.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 22, Investigator's report stands as given. Vice Chair, please.
For agenda item 22, I move that the commission dismiss the complaint against respondent Angie Long.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 22.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Thank you. Item 23, Investigator's report stands as given. Vice Chair, please.
For agenda item 23, I move that the commission dismiss the complaint against respondent Rex Trollinger.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 23, please.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
24, item 24, the investigator's report will stand as given. Vice Chair, please.
For agenda item 24, I move that the commission dismiss the complaint against respondent Randy Anderson.
The administrator will call the roll.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Sorry, aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Thank you, colleagues. Mr. Whitehead, Ms. McCree, and Ms. Long, thank you for being with us today. The latest matter was dismissed. The other one, our staff will be in touch with you and we'll confirm all of this in writing to you. Thank you for your patience with our schedule today and for the difficulties of technology. We should probably apologize, but it's not my fault.
for once.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for being with us. Okay, colleagues,
you.
we'll now move to items in order, 25, then to be followed by 26 individual issues. In both of those cases, just to prepare the record, they have agreed they want to be with us in teams, individually, different matters. So we'll wait for the staff to admit Mr. Shogul, if I'm saying his name right.
I'm gonna mute the room, Chair, so that we can
Please.
admit him.
Investigator Fenstermaker can clarify the pronunciation. Mr. Shagel, can you hear me?
You can press *6 to unmute. We do see your hand is raised, but you want to press *6 to unmute.
Did you hear that, Mr. Shagel? Press star mute to there you *6, pardon me, to unmute. We see your hand
yes,
raised.
I did. Sorry, I'm
No problem.
Good
Can you?
afternoon or good morning.
Thank you. It is morning still. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you very much. For the record, this is Dave Fiscum, current chair of the Oregon Government Ethics Commission. This is the time now set to hear the issue, the matter involving you, item number 25 on our executive session agenda. The process will start with a report from our investigator, Casey Fenstermaker. Please proceed.
Morning, Chair Fiscum, Commissioners. My name is Ms. Fenstermaker. Agenda item 25 in your meeting books is a preliminary review report regarding Eric Schloegel, City Councilor for the City of Grants Pass. Complaint alleges that Councilor Schloegel participated in the interview of his wife for a position on City Council at one meeting and then voted for her for the Budget Committee at another City Council meeting. Information reviewed in the preliminary review confirm the same. While government ethics law does not prohibit relatives from serving the same public body, there are rules regarding who can participate in the interview or appointment of that relative. Public official is prohibited from participating in an interview, discussion, or debate regarding the appointment of a relative to a position with the public body the public official serves, or over which the public official exercises jurisdiction or control. Additionally, a public official is prohibited from appointing a relative to a position as an unpaid member of a governing body of the public body over which the public official exercises jurisdiction or control. We should note that historically, the Commission has interpreted this particular statutory provision to only prohibit the public official on the governing body from appointing their relative to the same governing body. So, for example, under our previous interpretation of this provision, a city councilor would only have been prohibited from appointing their relative to city council. However, taking into consideration the definition of governing body, commission staff and legal counsel have now determined that the prohibition applies more broadly to positions on any governing body over which the public official exercises jurisdiction or control. In this case, Councilor Schloegel participated in the interview and appointment of his spouse to a position on the Budget Committee. The Budget Committee is a governing body over which the City Council exercises jurisdiction or control. Therefore, there is a substantial objective basis for believing that Councilor Schloegel may have violated Oregon government ethics law. The recommendation is to move this case to investigation.
Investigator, any questions, colleagues, for our investigator on this matter, agenda number 25? Hearing and seeing none, Mr. Schloegel or Shagel, please help me with the pronunciation of your name. This is your chance to make any comments you choose to make to us on this matter. Identify yourself for the record and please proceed.
Yes, sir. Thank you. My name is Eric Schloegel, and good morning, everybody. I have prepared a brief statement I would like to read. But first, I have a question about line 11 and 13 on the report 25-133 ECF, report dated April 24th, 2025. The month of January for both lines 11 and 13 look to be inaccurate. I just wanted to ask about that. Should they not state February 18th and 19th respectively? First and foremost, I also have completed the Oregon Government Ethics Commission Public Meetings Law webinar on 22nd of April 2025. I meant nothing improper and truly felt Ms. Schloegel, my wife, was best for the position. Looking at 244.1771A, it allows to appoint a family member to any position in the city, whether paid or unpaid, as long as there is no conflict of interest. 244.1773A and B, 3A says you can appoint a family member to an unpaid position. My understanding is 244.1773B says that 3A allowance to appoint unpaid does not apply when it is a governing body. In this case, it is a governing body. A provision that allows you to do something doesn't apply to this instance is not the same as saying you can do it no matter what. My understanding is that 244.1773A allows appointment of unpaid people without having to worry about a conflict of interest, as long as it's not a governing body. Since it's a governing body, though, we have to refer to 1A, which applies to a paid, unpaid, and we have to abide by conflict of interest, of which there isn't. My opinion is that public policy for restricting appointments should be stricter for a paid position than an unpaid position. This being said, it appears a person can appoint a family member to a position where there is a potential conflict of interest, so long as it is disclosed. But you cannot possibly under any circumstances appoint to an unpaid position. Is this a disparity? That's what my question is. I asked my wife a question in the interview from a list of questions provided by the city. It was an innocent mistake and not a willful violation of the law, and understand now that I should have abstained from asking her a question. I am a new city councilor appointed in January 2025. Unfortunately, legal counsel was not present at the time for this interview or during the vote for my wife. There is no pecuniary benefit or detriment for my wife being appointed to this budget committee. Both positions, city council and budget committee member, are voluntary and unpaid positions. I humbly thank you for listening, and thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, sir, for your comments. We appreciate it. Any questions for our respondent this morning? Investigator Finstermaker, any response to what you've heard?
Well, I just wanted
Please,
to
if so.
say that he is correct. There was an error on that first page of the report where it says January and February, or January, and it should have been February and February respectively on page 132.
Thank you for that. Director, please.
So I wanted simply to add some comment in terms of advice the commission has previously given with respect to 177.3 and the appointment of relatives to positions with your own public body. Prior advice, including from me, from Ron, and others, may have taken a narrower definition of who counts as a governing body than we now know, now that we have public meetings law. And so prior advice may have interpreted those provisions to be, you can't appoint a relative to the governing body on which you serve, as opposed to you can't appoint them to a governing body of the public body. So, for example, we may have advised that you could not appoint your relative to the city council, but you could appoint them to either a volunteer position with the city or even a volunteer position on a budget committee or on an advisory committee. I think upon further reflection and now with a more clarity on who counts as a governing body, I think our prior advice may have been incorrect. And I will be coming in our June meeting to the city with a proposal for the city, for the commission to issue an advisory opinion clarifying the advice we give on this issue.
Thank you, Director. Does what you just said influence our consideration of this matter before us today?
The recommendation in the report is in accord with
In sync with the new
actual-
advice, if
with
you
the
will.
law.
Thank you. Colleagues, any questions for our executive or our investigator before we proceed toward a decision here?
Commissioner Payne.
Oh, pardon me, Commissioner Payne, please.
Having heard that this commission has issued advice that, was there any statement by Mr. Schogel that he relied on that previous advice? I guess I have concerns that we would hold a public official in violation when we have given advice that a public official could do exactly what he did in this instance, without either retracting that advice or issuing new advice in the meantime, even if we now believe that this is a correct interpretation of the law.
Council is,
Yeah, I'm concerned.
thank you for your comment, Vice Chair. Council is, that may not be an issue that we can consider in this context of this executive session. Is that possible or accurate?
Correct. I mean, to the extent it's relevant to your deliberations, certainly, but it's, this is really just whether to move forward at this point.
On this issue, as opposed to necessarily harkening back to the past.
Correct.
Whatever the past has been, or, and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, Council, but thank you for your comments and make some more.
And yeah, I was just going to say that, so when the advice is issued, it's issued on the narrow question and on the facts presented in that advice. So for instance, if one person requests the advice, that advice is binding as to that person and the commission with respect to how it works within there's some nuance with how it works within the law, as to whether or not a penalty can be assessed depending on the level of advice and everything else. But it's only applicable to the person who requested the advice.
Director, any comment before I go back to the Vice Chair?
Yes, and I think in addition to that, the consideration raised in this question, by that question, I think would be a consideration at the time that the commission would be considering whether to impose a sanction or not, and would be relevant at that stage.
Vice Chair, follow up?
Casey had.
Yeah, I was just going to,
Oh, pardon me.
more specifically answer
Please.
Commissioner Payne's question. There was no evidence provided by Mr. Schlegel or referenced in the letter from the city attorney when they were responding to this as a grievance, which was inappropriate. So it's not a prohibited use of office here. That he had reached out and requested advice from us or relied upon advice given by us in proceeding in the way that he did.
Vice Chair, follow up?
No, that was my question as to whether
Thank you.
there was any statement by him as to whether he had relied on that previous advice.
Thank you. Ready to move forward on a discussion, colleagues, on what to do on this matter and or a motion? Seeing no hands, Vice Chair, you ready for a motion on item 2.5?
Yes, Chair, I hereby move that the commission find that there is a substantial objective basis for believing that Eric Schogel may have violated ORS 244.177 subsection 1 and ORS 244.177 subsection 3, and that the commission should investigate accordingly.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Any comments on the motion, colleagues? For the moment, hearing and seeing none, The administrator will call the roll. Item 2.5, please.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Chair Fiscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Your colleagues, Mr. Shogol, or if I'm mispronouncing your name, I apologize again. Please understand that we have not found there to be a violation involving these matters. We have only identified the need, as the motion says, to get more information from you. I want to thank you for being with us today, for your patience with our schedule, and for your indication of the commitment to educate yourself on these matters. So thank you for your participation today, and we'll be in touch with you officially pursuant to this decision. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, colleagues, we'll now move to item 26. Mr. Huffman wants to be with us by Teams, and so we'll await our staff exiting some from the room and entering at least one person into the room. Mr. Huffman,
I'm going to mute the room, Chair.
thank you.
Maybe.
Mr. Huffman, can you hear me?
You can hit *6 to unmute yourself since you're on your telephone.
Mr. Huffman, hit *6 to unmute yourself on your phone.
I can hear you.
Thank you. State your name just quickly so we can make sure we hear you.
Jake Huffman.
Thank you, Mr. Huffman. We appreciate you being here. For the record, I'm Dave Fiscom, current chair of the Government Ethics Commission. This is the time set aside for considering the matter involving your name from the Crook County High School, Crook County School District, et cetera. The process calls for a report from our investigator first. Investigator McIntyre, please proceed.
Thank you, Chair Fiscom and Commission. This is Andrew McIntyre, investigator for the record. Agenda item number 26 is a preliminary review for Jake Huffman. He is the Crook County High School principal for the Crook County School District. The allegations in this case is that Jake Huffman used their official position as the high school principal and also used district resources to financially benefit the operation of a for-profit business, Central Oregon Wrestling Academy, LLC, also known as COWA, and that organization is owned by Mr. Huffman. Based on the information that I was able to gather during the preliminary review stage, it appears that between April of 2022 through the present, Mr. Huffman may have used his official position to financially benefit. Specifically, between April of 2022 and December 21st of 2024, the organization COWA did not have a contract to use the high school gym, but they utilized the resources of their gym for their organization. And instead, they used the times that another organization, a Cowboy Mat Club, had reserved the gym. The issue in this case, or one of the issues, is that Cowboy Mat Club is a type A organization as defined by the district's type of organizations when renting out facilities. Therefore, Cowboy Mat Club would have been permitted to use the gym for quote unquote practice without being charged a fee. Whereas Mr. Huffman's organization, COWA, would qualify as a type B organization, and they would have been required to pay $20 per hour to use the gym. And it doesn't look like COWA paid any fees to use the facilities or the gym between April 22 and December 21st of 2024. Further, it looks like starting December 22nd, 2024, COWA did have its own contract with the district to use the facilities. However, it's unclear at this time whether or not they will be having to pay any fees associated with that, or if they will be treated differently due to their official position. Mr. Huffman also has not disclosed a conflict of interest as required throughout this period. Therefore, the recommendation, kind of based on on the information is to move this case forward to investigation, to investigate if Mr. Huffman violated Oregon's prohibited use of office and conflict of interest statutes. Thank you.
Investigator, any questions, colleagues, for our investigator, Mr. McIntyre? Hearing for the moment and seeing none, Mr. Huffman, this is your chance to make any comments you choose to make to us. With respect, if you can be brief and on the record, relative to this, we would appreciate it. Please proceed, identify yourself for the record. And please proceed. Thank you.
Huffman. Yep, Jake
Go ahead.
Huffman. Yep, just want to cooperate however I can. I did use Cowboy Mat Club's time in the gym to run my practice. Cowboy Mat Club asked me to run the advanced portion of the practice. So I did do that. As soon as I knew that I wasn't supposed to do that, I got a contract signed so that the entities were separate. So basically, I have my own gym space now. The conflict of interest form I wasn't aware of. So a lot of this is probably my own fault because I didn't do the necessary research to figure out what I needed to do. The fact, and also I probably shouldn't be an LLC because we don't make a lot of money. So I'm sure there's a better way to do what we're doing. At the end of the day, all we want to do is provide an opportunity for students to get better at wrestling. And so, yeah, I want to cooperate however I can. And those are my reasons. I don't really have much to add other than the fact that it wasn't something I was trying to do purposely to take advantage of anything.
Thank you, Mr. Huffman. We appreciate your remarks and the candid character of them. Colleagues, any questions for Mr. Huffman? Hearing and seeing none, are you ready to move forward on this matter? Item number 26. You ready, Vice Chair, please, a motion.
Thank you, Chair. I hereby move that the commission find that there is a substantial objective basis for believing that Jake Huffman may have violated ORS 244.040 subsection 1 and ORS 244.120 subsection 1C, and that the commission should investigate accordingly.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Any questions on the motion, colleagues? Hearing and seeing none, the administrator will call the roll. Item 26.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Mr. Huffman, again, thank you for your appearance today and for the character of your remarks. We appreciate it. We'll be in touch with you now. Please understand the following. The motion uses the word may. We're not finding there to have been a violation. We're expressing the need for more information. Our staff will be in touch with you to that regard. And thank you for your willingness to learn about Oregon ethics law and how it might affect you. We'll be in touch with you officially. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, colleagues, we will now move. Ms. Gallagher is going to hold a record for the number of items involved in one case.
Josh gets to do it as well.
I'm happy for everybody to do it. The items incredibly number 27 through 51. I'm not, and in that case,
Josh is in there too.
Yeah, I think Josh has.
Yeah, there's separated into two. Josh is 39.
Argument.
same basic argument. We will consider those issues, and whoever wants to speak can speak as far as I'm concerned. And just so you know, I want to appeal for my vice chair who has 25 motions to, I'm sorry. I
Chair,
shouldn't say
can I mute the room so we can start letting people in?
You may do whatever you want
Thank
as we
you.
talk to each other about this agenda.
Okay, we have responded 27 and 28.
Okay, and are there others coming in or do we?
We have reached out to 30 and 34, but I've not heard any response.
Okay.
So
Okay, so are these 27 through 30 to 51, is it all the same issue? There's some differences between and among them. I will yield to any investigator who wants to speak about items starting with 27 and going as far as you want to go. Investigator Gallagher, please proceed.
Thank you, Chair Fiscum and Commissioners. This is Lyon Gallagher, investigator for the record. I'll speak to you about agenda items 27 through 38 in your meeting books. Those are preliminary review reports for the members of the Oregon Public Defense Commission, and hereafter I'll refer to the body as OPDC. While public meetings law ensures the right of the public to attend meetings of governing bodies, except as otherwise provided in statute, it does not give the public a right to participate by public testimony or comment. However, when a governing body elects to permit in-person written testimony, the law requires that the submission of written testimony by electronic mail or other electronic means must also be permitted. The complaint in this case alleges that OPDC rejected the public comments submitted by Rachel Phillips for the public meeting on November 13, 2024. The complaint states that the public comments were rejected ultimately for not being related to the meeting agenda. Based on the facts reviewed during this period, it thus appears that the complaint in this case asked the Commission to determine whether the written public comments submitted by Rachel Phillips were improperly rejected based on the substance and content of the information included in those public comments. However, doing so would require the Commission to interpret the language of OPDC's bylaws concerning public comments, as well as determine whether the public comments at issue in this case are sufficiently related to matters on the OPDC meeting agenda. This appears to go beyond the authority of the Commission. Public meetings law does not require that governing bodies allow public comment, and the Commission has no authority to enforce or interpret the OPDC's bylaws. Thus, the information available during the preliminary review appears to be insufficient to constitute a substantial objective basis for believing that the members of the Oregon Public Defense Commission violated any provisions of Oregon Public Meetings Law. The recommendation in your books is to dismiss.
Thank you, Ms. Gallagher. Just for the record again, your comments apply to items 27 through 38.
First case.
Review, right. Thank you very much. Okay, colleagues, any questions for our investigator on these issues, which will eventually be considered by us individually, but as a collective, any questions? Hearing and seeing none, I understand that there are two individuals who may be online on Teams to at least observe us, if not talk to us, and those persons are Jennifer Nash and Susan Mandelberg. Ms. Nash and Ms. Mandelberg, can you hear me?
This is Susan, and yes, I can hear you.
This is
Okay.
Jennifer Nash, and yes, I can hear you.
Thank you. The time is now for either or both of you to make any comments you choose to make to us. The commission is gathered to hear these items. These items apply to the Public Defense Commission. So if one of you or the other choose to make any comments, please do so for the record. Identify your name before you start. Thank you. Ms.
This is
Nash?
Jennifer Nash. Yes, thank you. And I do not wish to make any further comments. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Mandelberg, any comments from you?
Yes,
Pardon me?
Thank you. This is Susan Mandelberg, and no, I don't have any further comments. Thank you.
Thank you for being online with us this morning. We appreciate it. The time is now for us to consider what to do on this matter. Any comments from my colleagues? Hearing and seeing none. The vice chair, motion on item 27.
Thank you, Chair. For agenda item 27, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Jennifer Nash.
The administrator will call the roll, item 27.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 2.8, Vice Chair, please.
For agenda item 28, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Susan Manderberg.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 2.8, please.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Thank you. Item 2.9, Vice Chair, please.
For agenda item 29, I move that the commission dismiss the complaint against Adrian Smith.
Vice Chair, please call the roll. Item 2.9.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Sorry, aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye. Commissioner Payne, did you vote?
No, I didn't hear if she called my name or Mason. Sorry. I'm an aye.
Good. Thank you very much.
Motion passed 8-0.
Thank you. Item 30, Vice Chair, please.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner
Oh,
Mettler.
wait, hold it.
I didn't make a motion yet.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
No problem.
I'm just pre-programmed.
Vice Chair, please. Item 30, motion.
For agenda item 30, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Alton Harvey Jr.
Now, Administrator, item 30, please call the roll.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 31, Vice Chair, please.
For agenda item 31, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Brooke Reinhardt.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 31.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 3.3, Vice Chair.
I think we're on 3-2, correct?
Pardon me, 3.2?
Okay, for agenda
Pardon
item
me, 3.2.
32.
I apologize. Please proceed.
For agenda item 32, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Floyd Przansky.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 3.2.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 3.3, Vice Chair.
For agenda item 33, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Jasmine Wright.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 3.3, please.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 3.4, Vice Chair.
For agenda item 34, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Jennifer Parrish Taylor.
Call the roll, please. Item 34.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 3.5, Vice Chair.
For agenda item 35, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Paul Evans.
Call the roll, please. Item 3.5.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 3.6, Vice Chair.
For agenda item 36, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Peter Buckley.
Call the roll, please. Item 3.6.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Number 37, Vice Chair, please.
For agenda item 37, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Robert Harris.
Item number 37, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 38, Vice Chair, please.
For agenda item 38, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Tom Lininger.
Call the roll, please. Item 38.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Colleagues, Ms. Nash and Ms. Mandenberg, if you choose to stay on for the next batch of items involving you and your colleagues, feel that freedom. We will now move to items 39 through 51. Investigator Sullivan, I believe. Okay, Investigator Sullivan, please proceed with your report on these matters.
Yes, thank you, Chair Fiscum and Commission. This is Investigator Josh Sullivan for the record. I'm presenting agenda items 39 through 51. This is a complaint against the members of the Oregon Public Defense Commission, or OPDC. The complaint in this case alleges that OPDC rejected written public comments submitted for its meeting on December 6, 2024, because they were not related to the meeting agenda. The complaint alleges that the public comments were improperly rejected and were required to be included in the meeting materials. However, public meetings law does not require that governing bodies allow public comment, and the commission has no authority to enforce or interpret the OPDC's bylaws. Therefore, this appears to be beyond the authority of the commission. The information available during preliminary review appears to be insufficient to constitute a substantial objective basis for believing that the members of the OPDC violated any provisions of Oregon Public Meetings Law, and the recommendation is to dismiss these cases.
Investigator, any questions for our investigator? For the record, the investigator's report will pertain to items 39 through 51. We will vote on them individually, as is our practice. Any questions about the proceeding? Hearing and seeing none. Vice Chair, please, item 39.
For agenda item 39, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Jennifer Nash.
Item 39, please call the roll.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 40, Vice Chair, please.
For agenda item 40, I move that the commission dismiss the complaint against Susan Mandenberg.
Item 40, please call the roll.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Chair Fiskum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 41, Vice Chair, please.
For agenda item 41, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Adrian Smith.
Call the roll, please. Item 41.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Chair Fiskum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 42, Vice Chair, please.
For agenda item 42, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Alton Harvey Jr.
Roll call, please. Item 42.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Chair Fiskum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 43, Vice Chair, please.
For agenda item 43, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Floyd Przansky.
43, please call the roll.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Chair Fiskum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
And item 44, Vice Chair, please.
For agenda item 44, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Jasmine Wright.
Administrator, call the roll. Item 44.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Chair Fiskum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 45, Vice Chair.
For agenda item 45, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Taylor Parrish.
Roll call. Item 45.
If I can make a comment on that one, there's a typo in the agenda. It should be Jennifer Parrish Taylor.
Thank you.
We apologize.
For the record, that clarification has been noted and the correction will be made. We'll turn now to item 46, right?
No, we still need to
45?
vote on 45.
45. Item 45, Vice Chair, please.
Commissioner
For
Jancy,
agenda item 45, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Jennifer Taylor Parrish.
Roll call 45, please.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Chair Fiskum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 46, Vice Chair, please.
For agenda item 46, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Paul Evans.
Roll call, please. 46.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Chair Fiskum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
47, Vice Chair, please.
For agenda item 47, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Peter Buckley.
Item 47, roll call, please.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Chair Fiskum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
We're on 4-8, right?
Yes.
Vice Chair, please.
For agenda item 48, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Robert Harris.
Roll call. Item 48, please.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 49, Vice Chair.
For agenda item 49, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Tom Lininger.
Roll call 49, please.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 50, Vice Chair, please.
For agenda item 50, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Brooke Reinhard.
Item 50, roll call, please.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 51, Vice Chair.
For agenda item 51, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Robert Solander.
Roll call, please. Item 51.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
You colleagues, Ms. Nash and Ms. Mandelberg, if you're still online with us, thank you for being here and hearing us dismiss the matters involving your name. So we appreciate your patience with our agenda today. Thank you for being here and have a good weekend. Colleagues, thank you very much. So do you want us to
I say,
adjourn for lunch, Susan?
I didn't order you.
I know that.
So-
I wanted to make that point for the record. Even though I shouldn't make that in executive session, I apologize. Okay, we will proceed to items 52 through 57. None of these persons is appearing.
No,
as-
One is.
One is.
One is?
Yep.
Who's appearing now?
At Wagner, and I can let them into the room.
Oh, Mr. Wagner is appearing, is agreed to appear by Teams. He is being let in. We'll pause for a moment. Very much.
Okay, you're good now.
Mr. Wagner, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you quite well.
Thank you very much. For the record, this is Dave Fiscum, Chair of the Oregon Government Ethics Commission. This is the time set to consider items involving you and others from the city of Jervis. Thank you for being here with us. Our first step is to hear a report from our investigator, which will be Investigator Gallagher. Please proceed.
Thank you, Chair Fiscum and Commissioners. This is Investigator Lion Gallagher for the record. Agenda items 52 through 57 in your meeting book are preliminary review reports for the members of the City Council of the City of Jervis. Public meetings law requires that a public body provide timely notice to the general public, interested persons, and news media. The complaint alleges that the City Council failed to meet the statutory requirement of providing at least 48 hours notice for two meetings in January 2025. Based on the information available in this preliminary review, it appears that the event held on January 13th was a swearing-in ceremony that included the newly elected councilors jointly taking the oath of office. While there was a quorum of city councilors present, there was no evidence of a decision, discussion, communication, or gathering of information on a topic within the council's jurisdiction. Therefore, the January 13th swearing-in ceremony does not appear to qualify as a meeting subject to public meetings law. The second alleged meeting was in reference to an executive session scheduled for January 16th. Commission staff confirmed that this executive session was canceled and never took place. Since the City Council never held the executive session, it would not constitute a violation of public meetings law. Based on the information available in this preliminary review, there therefore does not appear to be a substantial objective basis to believe that the City Council violated public meetings law at either the January 13th or the January 16th meetings. Therefore, the recommendation in your books is to dismiss.
Investigator, any questions for our investigator based on the report you just heard, colleagues? Hearing and seeing none. Mr. Wagner, thank you for being with us today. This is your chance to make any comments you choose to make to us, recognizing that the investigator's report suggests dismissing these issues. Please proceed if you want to make a comment to us.
I personally have no comment. I agree with the findings. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wagner. Very nice comment from you. We appreciate it. Colleagues, any questions on this matter before we proceed to a vote that will follow a motion on item 52 from our vice chair, please?
For agenda item 52, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Brian Wagner.
Roll call item 52, please.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 53, the report stands as given. Vice chair, please.
For agenda item 53, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Diana Barch.
Roll call vote item 53.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 54, vice chair, please.
For agenda item 54, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Abby Fernandez.
Roll call item 54, please.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 55, vice chair.
For agenda item 55, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Audra Geddes.
Roll call, please. Item 55.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 56, vice chair, please.
For agenda item 56, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Jesse Geddes.
Roll call 56, please.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 57, vice chair, please.
For agenda item 57, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Petra Wright.
Roll call 57, please.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Colleagues, we will now move to individually the last two items on our executive session agenda. Item 58, where Mr. Jackson indicates his intent to appear by Teams. No, pardon me, in person after 11 a.m.
Turns out he's going to try to appear by phone or in person, so I'm not sure if he's in the waiting room yet.
He is in the waiting, he's on Teams.
Okay, we're gonna
Just one moment.
we're gonna consider item 48, only that one. Well, pardon me, 58, I apologize, 58. Mr. Jackson will be admitted. Thank you much. Appreciate your patience with me. Mr. Jackson, can you hear me?
You can unmute your phone by hitting *6.
Mr. Jackson, *6 to unmute your phone.
Yes, I can hear you.
Good, we can hear you too. This is Dave Fiscom, Chair of the Commission. Now is the time to consider the matter involving you as Executive Director of REAP Inc. The first step is to hear a report from our investigator, Mr. Sullivan. Mr. Sullivan, please proceed.
Yes, thank you, Chair Fiscom and Commission. This is Investigator Josh Sullivan for the record. I'm presenting agenda item number 58. This is a complaint against Mark Jackson, Executive Director for REAP Incorporated. The complaint in this case alleges that REAP staff were performing lobbying activity in 2023 and the early part of 2024. However, it was not properly reported. The complaint provides records that Mark Jackson communicated with legislative officials while acting in his capacity as Executive Director for REAP, and alleges that he exceeded the lobbying limits and should have registered as a lobbyist in EFS. The information in this case indicates that while Mark Jackson spent some time lobbying in Oregon on behalf of REAP, some of the activities mentioned in the complaint may have been related to Mark Jackson's other positions unrelated to REAP. Mark Jackson held several other roles with other public bodies that engage with legislative and executive officials. And information also indicates that several of the communications indicated in the complaint were unrelated to legislative action and would not constitute lobbying. Mark Jackson calculated that he spent 5 hours and 55 minutes lobbying on behalf of REAP during the period relative to this review. There is insufficient evidence to conclude that Mark Jackson spent more than 24 hours or $100 lobbying during any calendar quarter in 2023 or 2024, and thus he would not have been subject to the EFS registration requirements. The information available in this preliminary review appears to be insufficient to constitute a substantial objective basis for believing that Mark Jackson violated any provisions of Oregon lobby law, and the recommendation in this case is to dismiss this case.
Investigator, any questions for Mr. Sullivan? Hearing and seeing none, Mr. Jackson, this is your chance to make any remarks to you if you choose to make any remarks.
No request for remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson, for being here and listening to our report. Any questions from my colleagues about how to proceed today? Hearing and seeing none. Vice Chair, please, item 5.8.
For agenda item 58, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Mark Jackson.
You comments? Hearing and seeing none, roll call, please, item 5.8.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler.
Aye.
Commissioner Burke.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner McCully.
Aye.
Commissioner Mason.
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy.
Aye.
Chair Fiscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Colleagues, that dispenses Mr. Jackson with this issue involving your conduct. It has been dismissed. Thank you for your patience with our agenda today. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you.
Okay, colleagues, item 5.9 involving Christopher Barnett from Josephine County Commission. He is not.
He will be joining.
He'll be joining,
yep.
So we'll wait a moment to have him join. As we wait, we'll hope Investigator Pacheco is.
You're unmuted, Chair.
Thank you. Mr. Barnett, are you here? Can you hear me?
He's joining back.
Mr. Barnett, you can unmute your phone by hitting *6.
All right.
Mr. Barnett, can you hear me?
All right. You should be able to hear me now.
We can't hear you. Thank you. This is Dave Fiscom, Chair of the Commission. This is the time now set for consideration of the matter involving your name from Josephine County. The first step is to have a report from our investigator, Daniel Pacheco. I will call on him now to make the report. Please proceed.
Thank you, Chair Fiscum and Commissioners. This is Investigator Daniel Pacheco for the record. Agenda item 59 in your meeting book is a preliminary review report for Christopher Barnett, Commissioner for the Josephine County Board of Commissioners. The complainant alleges that Mr. Barnett used his official position for financial gain by soliciting his media services to the board on February 26, 2025. Additionally, they assert that Mr. Barnett posted a confidential news flyer on one of his media company's Facebook accounts. Based on the information gathered, it does not appear that Mr. Barnett participated in the meeting as alleged in the complaint or that he solicited his media services. It also does not appear that his news media company posted any confidential information because Josephine County had already voluntarily disclosed it. As such, it does not appear that Mr. Barnett violated ORS 244.040 sub 1 or subsection 4. The recommendation in your books is to dismiss. Thank you.
Investigator, any questions for the investigator from colleagues? Seeing none, Mr. Barnett, do you choose to make any comments to us this morning?
No, I think the investigator did a thorough, perfect job, and there was nothing founded. So I concur with the investigator.
Thank you for being online with us this morning. Colleagues, ready for a vote? Vice Chair, please, item 5-9.
For agenda item 59, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Christopher Barnett.
You've heard the motion. Administrator will call the roll. Item 5-9, please.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Mettler,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
You colleagues, executive, that now concludes my agenda for the executive session. Is that accurate?
Yes.
The executive session agenda for May 9, 2025 now stands as adjourned. We will reconvene for a few more matters on the public session agenda.